Growing up, you had to kind of fight for your own. Any time we got together as a family, I was the smallest, I was the youngest, so I had to try and scrap to make ends meet. In the end, it made me who I am, really. The draft was held on a Thursday night. I was clearly an electrician, so I was doing my apprenticeship. Me and the family went and watched the draft at the casino in Hobart. My boss was stoked, he was over the moon, but he had the understanding that I had to give 2 weeks notice still, so he's like, I'm going to work you really hard for 2 weeks before you end up moving over. And I was like, look mate, I'll give you the best 8 hours I can because I've got to pack my bags and go on Saturday.
Yeah, no, it's been pretty full on for the last few days, and yeah, since Thursday night, yeah, my head's been spinning pretty flat out, and I was those next 3 days went pretty quick, and then next thing you know, I was moved over here on Monday, and yeah, so just can't wait to get into it.
I was at Melbourne for 5 years, and you're so committed to one thing and people and relationships that you build over the period of time that you can't help but feel like you're breaking some form of relationship to someone else. Been probably one of the better decisions that I've made, not disregarding that I did enjoy my time at Melbourne, but I definitely feel like I've grown as a person since I got to Collingwood. I've been loving my time there. Hopefully you've got a few more years left in me, and hopefully get some success in that as well. We both met each other through mutual friends. We're kind of opposites, but we kind of bounce off one another really well. She's the most organised, proactive, professional person I've ever seen, and I'm kind of a little bit more relaxed, disorganised. Tax time's probably the best example I can give. I can't chase up my group certificate where she's got sticky notes with everything. The proposal came, we had a trip planned to go to Europe. I think there was a high expectation from her friends that something was going to happen. So I pulled the trigger before we went. So I did it in the backyard. I think half an hour before it, I just went blank and quiet, and I had no idea what I was going to say. I had shoulder surgery, the ring was in my sling, and I just didn't really know what I said after that, but definitely made the trip a positive one. Travelled Europe for a month, came back, and then it was time to inform everyone else and organise a wedding. I do go down to the beach every now and then the day before a game. Do I get in my element right there and then? Not physically, but mentally you do. You start mentally rehearsing about what's going to come up, what it's going to look like, what does it feel like. And that moment when you're in the water, it's definitely part of my preparation now. So you do have benefits from doing it. The tattoos that I've got kind of had a bit of a theme that I wanted to run with for the majority of the tattoos, and then I've obviously got a couple more that are a bit more significant. I preserve them as much as I can. You feel the heat a lot more where you have tattoos. The outside sunscreen is definitely the key. Probably the most significant is the wedding photo of my parents. My mother unfortunately passed away in 2016. That was a really tough time on the family, and it was in the off season where I managed to have the opportunity to, we all got to band together for 8 weeks and get around each other, and the club were really significant in that time as well. And as unfortunate as it is, we still have really positive memories and something that we still talk about on a daily basis, which is great. We celebrate the good times, and I think that's what we've done really strongly as a family. And yeah, to have it tattooed is something that I'll hold close to my heart for sure.